Okay,
All right,
so
as you were saying.
So what I was saying, Anthony was trying to presuppose that his stance is on a necessitarian stance, which denies all possibility of his stance being incorrect. Seb put this into question by saying, "Oh, how does this apply to the actual debate, or would this apply in like anything?" Which is what he's questioning, which would not be a burden of proof for Seb, since Anthony is presupposing the fact that a necessitarian standpoint would be objective within the debate. That is an inherent burden of proof towards Anthony if he cannot fulfill that burden.
I'm being real, Cars. That's not what happened. So when
That
you
is what
when you
happened.
say
That's verbatimly what happened.
hold on. When you present the necessitarian argument, it's not presupposing other than what it's entailing, right? So if necessitarianism entails that no other possibility other than this one exists, then it's not necessarily that it's objectively the case. It's just the argument presented for the debate, which now needs to be
that is the argument presented for the debate. Now it must be proven as well, since it still falls under the proof. You can't just say, "Oh, it falls under this," and be like, "Done."
You didn't listen.
I did listen to you.
No,
you just don't understand what you're saying, dude.
You didn't understand. It's not presupposing anything
I guess I'm going to have to teach you about debates.
Hold on.
Do you understand how positive and negative stances work?
Dude, you okay, bro? You obviously didn't understand me. You obviously didn't understand me. So can we go back to it?
Answer the question, Shonen.
I don't need to answer that question when you haven't even understood me. You already misconstrued my argument.
Okay, so you don't know what positive and negative stances are. Okay, so basically within propositional logic,
bro, you're just ranting, bro.
I'm not. I'm really not. I'm trying to explain to you in a way you can understand.
So how are you going to misconstrue my argument and not let me?
I listen to your argument. I'm trying to explain my reasoning on why your argument is bad.
You can hear it all the time, but you can't understand. You didn't understand it.
I understood your argument.
You repeated what you thought you heard me say, and it wasn't at all what I was saying.
Now, what did you say?
Can I listen to his position real quick? Because I already know your position. I just want to see what he said.
All right.
Okay, so Noble Cards, what was your argument against him?
My argument was that in the debate, Anthony proposed that he was on a necessitarian standpoint, or that his argumentation is on a necessitarian standpoint. Shonen then said that what do you say? Shonen then said that since he put into necessitarian standpoint, that it's not something that you need to prove. It's something that needs to be proven to be false, and that it's denoting that that's the only objective possibility, of which I said Seb counteracted by putting it into question. If he puts it into question, the burden of proof falls upon Anthony to prove that a necessitarian standpoint would be objective within the scenario.
Definitely not. But I'm gonna let you guys go.
Yeah.
Bruh, so I already responded to all that, but if you want, you misconstrued my argument, so I'll repeat myself.
What's your response to that?
Okay, so I'm not saying that things have to be when somebody presents the necessitarian argument and says that there's no possible way that my scale is infallible or that any other possibility exists other than my scale being correct, it's not presupposing anything. It's just entailing what the necessitarian. Hold on. It's not okay. Listen. It's not necessarily presupposing anything. It's entailing what necessitarianism entails, right? So if you present something for your argument and you use the necessitarianism argument, you're just solidifying your argument and saying that it's correct. It's basically
just solidifying your argument. You're presupposing that there's no other possibility than your argument being correct.
Can I jump in, or you guys want to just keep it between you guys?
Honestly, bro, we haven't even said enough, so I guess you can jump in whenever you feel like it's either going circular or we've been saying the same shit or something like that.
It sounds like y'all repeating yourselves, but yeah. So Seb putting in the whole argument follows that him putting when you put something in the question, you're not really sure whether it's true, right? You're more saying, well, this could be wrong, right? It could be false, right? That in and of itself proposes a possibility, right? So for him questioning the necessariatism stuff presupposes the possibility that his argument could be wrong, right? And it also in turn is denoting the view necessariatism. So basically, if your argument goes off that presupposition, right, then you'd have to justify the presupposition of the possibility.
No.
Yes, because that's what necessitarianism entails.
The non-possibility. okay, necessitarian is hold on.
Necessitarianism.
Yep, that word. Okay,
It's
can't
alright.
say that word. All right.
Some cars.
It entails that there's no other possibility, that every other
Yeah.
possibility is shut down, but the one where it's true, or that it's the one objective possible reality. To put that into question is to denote that there's other possibilities. And instead of like putting that into question and then you have to prove that there's other possibilities, no, that's not what a positive and negative stance works. What a positive and negative stance works is that a positive must be proven.
Okay. Hey, look.
No,
Putting it
listen.
into question.
I'm still talking. Let me explain. A positive and negative standpoint, right? A positive must be proven before a negative, as the negative is a negation to the positive. The positive here is the
no, I understand how positive and negative stances work. I understand how positive and negative. Well, let me ask you this. Let's get some groundwork. So, I guess I'll call you Novel or Cars.
Just call me Cars.
Okay, so Cars. When somebody's in a debate, if somebody makes an affirmative proposition and this affirmative proposition isn't contended, right? Would you say that this claim goes through regardless of it not having justification?
Yes, if it's not contended or questioned.
Yeah, so basically, if he cannot contend the argument without presupposing a possibility, right, then he's actually not putting the argument into question, because to put it into question, you must suppose that there is a possibility of the argument being wrong.
Yes, which is what Seb did, to suppose that the possibility of the argument being wrong would not only debunk necessitarianism, since that possibility already exists, but it
the whole
also
point is,
puts into question why necessitarianism would be objective, of which you would have to prove, otherwise it would fall under a burden of reason.
What I'm saying, he made an affirmative proposition. Seb could not actually question it without presupposing the possibility that the argument was false, right?
Yeah,
and what he was saying was, if you presuppose, so the
presupposing that there is no possibility it's wrong, to presuppose that it is wrong would be an equal interpretation standpoint, of which then the positive must prove its side, or the negative must prove its side. But it's always positive that must prove its side.
You're ranting, bro. Like, stop talking so much.
Okay, so Cars, if your argument goes off of an unjustified presupposition, then it must be justified. So, Shonen made an affirmative claim. Hold on. You're not letting. Look, I let you speak, so I would appreciate it if you let me speak.
Okay, go ahead.
So Seb attempted to put this into question. He said he was supposing that this could be wrong or it could be true, right? For when you say could, the word could, it's something can happen. That is a possibility, right? We both could agree like that. So if he's making the argument that this could be false, this could be correct, he's supposing that the possibility of the argument itself could be one of those two, which that in and of itself is a possibility. So if the possibility that he's presupposing is not justified, right, then his presupposition is not going to go through, because if you have an unjustified presupposition, right, the presuppositions are the foundation of your argument. If you fail to suffice the presupposition, then your argument's going to collapse. Seb was just making an argument saying that it's possible or it could not be, but that's begging the question, because what's in question is whether it's impossible in the first place, and him questioning that presupposes the possibility.
Yes, which then the necessitarian standpoint, which would have to prove. It's not just the presupposition of Seb saying that there is a possibility, it's also the presupposition that there is no possibility.
Hold on. I have a question, though. I have a question, because in the debate, and your judgment, you don't even go into any of this at all, right? In your judgment, you specifically say, hold on, Brad, please. In your judgment, you specifically say that you give it to Seb because he questions whether Anthony is actually an authorization of Seb, and does he actually have to agree with his ideal? That was your judgment in your actual verdict.
That is my judgment, which still stands, because that is what I'm arguing. He's put the
question. That was circular as shit.
He just proved it via saying that he doesn't have to subscribe to the ideology.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. He's not subscribing to the ideology. Neither is Anthony trying to force the ideology on him. Like I said, it's an argument that you hold on, bro. God damn, bro! Holy fucking shit! It's like I said, you present an argument, and then you now need to attack it. Hold on, can you shut the fuck up, bro? Oh my god, bro! This nigga, this is crazy, bro. You really acted like I was gonna be the one acting crazy. You're the one that's going ranting and doesn't let people talk.
Yeah,
Okay, let
you're
me
not
let me let me ask you,
guys just
Cars,
don't.
if you have an
It's because
so
you're
if your
dumb as
argument,
hell, nigga.
Cars,
It's
if
not
you if your argument goes
you
off of a
literally can't. Oh,
presupposition,
hold on, Michael. Okay, you're the only one who I actually respect here because you've been respecting me. Shonen.
Bro,
It's not
okay,
that
how
I
am I
don't
supposed to
understand or I'm
respect you
bad.
after
It's
all the
that, no,
shit
no.
we've
Let me
already
talk. Let me
texted
talk.
about?
Let me insult
After
you
all
real
the
quick.
shit we
Okay.
texted about, how am I supposed to respect you at all? So like, don't start with that fucking
You're the
goofy
one
lame
who
ass
was trying
crybaby
to
shit.
like disrespect me in the first place.
All
I
right, I'm
didn't
not
come
gonna
at you with
disrespect you. I'm not
anything
gonna
that was
disrespect you if you
negative.
don't
You were
disrespect
just
me. But
calling
at the
me
same
ass. You
time,
were
you're
calling
talking
me a
over
bad friend.
everybody.
You were calling
You're
me
talking
a
over
true fan.
everybody. You're talking over
I'm
everybody,
only
bro.
talking over you. I gave Michael Jordan's
All
here
right,
or
well, okay,
MK
I'm the
his
guy you're
opportunity.
debating, my
But
guy. I'm
you,
the guy you're debating.
yeah. Guess what? I'm not debating you because you weren't the judge. I'm debating you and Michael. You are both going against me because you're both presupposing the Anthony one. You're both trying to get to
No.
my verdict.
I'm going against the verdict that you gave on
Yes,
Anthony
I
versus Seth.
know.
That's
However,
what
you're
I'm
not
doing,
doing
right?
it
So
well
no. Yes,
at
I am.
all.
I'm
You're
trying
not.
to get
You
at
really
your.
are not.
Can you listen? Can you fucking listen? Damn, nigga,
I
how am I
have
supposed
been
to
listening
respect your
to some
fucking
dumb
goofy ass,
shit. That's
nigga?
what I've been listening to.
Huh? Nigga, you've
I've
been
been
going
listening.
circular. You haven't
I
fucking debunked
haven't.
anything.
You
You haven't
literally
attacked anything that
haven't
we're actually
contended my
saying.
argument properly
You
at
I
haven't
guess
all.
you haven't
I
attacked
wasn't
anything of that where we're actually saying, bro.
I wasn't trying to I wasn't really trying to double down. I was more trying to explain why I just mainly think you're wrong. But I guess Shonen being here too, like it kind of is the one. But I just want to ask you, like, if an
Mhm.
argument goes off of a presupposition and the presupposition is failed, if it fails to be justified, would you say that the argument would still follow even if
He
the
already said
presupposition is
yes. He already
required?
said yes. So we don't have to like keep asking the same questions. And he already said yes to
Okay,
that,
but
and
that
that's
would
exactly
still
what
apply
happened.
to Anthony's
That, that
standpoint,
that's
since he's
exactly what
presupposing
happened
the
between Seth.
necessitarian standpoint is objective. You guys keep on forgetting that.
What are you talking about?
No,
Nobody
but
said that it's
wait.
subjective.
So the
No,
reason why
that's what he's
Hold
trying
on,
to presuppose,
MK.
that
Just
it's subjective,
at this
that it's
point, like,
true.
because I just want to get done with this nigga, and like, it's up to me for Anthony's verdict or whatever the fuck.
It's
So
really not up to
I,
you since you never
I'm really just trying to
you
get
are
over this.
literally
I'm
a
trying to get this
bystander
over
here.
with
You're
quick.
not even in a position to give verdict.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I
You
already
are not
explained
at
why.
all.
I already explained
You
why.
did
Hey,
not
look,
explain why. You
bro.
just said,
Then you
"Oh,
can.
you're
Hey,
bad at
look.
judging," and that's
I'm
your
gonna just be real. If you're
explanation.
just gonna be talking over me, bro, you can just leave already and concede already.
All right, fine. I'll even take this recording with me
No,
because
yeah,
you
you're
failed to do
conceding.
anything.
No, take the recording, you dumbass. I fucking beat you up in the